Hello everybody, and good morning or good afternoon wherever you are watching from in the world. Hello, it's Alison from Engli-teach. Welcome to this live lesson in English on business English accounting, which is a class you have been asking for. Either through our Facebook or our other social medias. So we are going to be looking at this today. I have some really interesting slides. I have some verb definitions. And then right at the end of the lesson, we are going to be doing a whole load of questions which hopefully you're going to be able to answer. But first of all, let's get straight back to our first part of the lesson. So the lesson today is going to start simply with some rather simple accounting terminology in English. Then we are going to learn some typical UK accounting words, vocabulary, nouns, phrases. Then we're going to look at some verbs and then some sentences. And we're going to see if you can actually match them. So let's get started with no further ado. So let's get started indeed. Good morning. Welcome to your business English class. If you're watching this, let me know where you are watching from. I'm always interested to know which country you are watching from. Okay. So at the moment in the UK, we are in what is called our financial year. And the financial year in England runs from April to April most of the time. Okay, April to April most of the time, or the 31st actually. The 31st of March, I think it's to the 4th or 5th of April. I should know this because we are about to do our end of year accounts. Our end of year accounts. Now, all businesses have to complete accounts, okay? Accounts in the UK. Pretty much in most countries. So any type of business at all. Now this is not just actual shops, it's also self-employed people, what we would call trades and professions. And I'm just going to move myself and put myself, if I can, in another corner. Trades and professions. So what are trades? Trades is a word that we use to describe like electricians, okay? Electricians or carpenters. Those are trades. Professions are people that do jobs like accountants, doctors, for example, teachers. That is the difference between a trade and a profession. Okay, there's a difference between a trade and a profession. So it's a good idea for you to know that. Okay. So what type of a trade or a profession do you have? Let me know. So at the end of every year, all businesses have to prepare accounts. It's a legal obligation. we say, a legal obligation. You have to do it, okay? You have to do it. How many of you are doing your end of year accounts for your business right now? Let me know. Let me know. All right, and also if you have any questions, equally, let me know as well if you have any questions. Moving on. So the end of year accounts give a projection of what your business has actually spent and made. And we break this down quite simply into the profit, or the loss I should say, and the profit. So how much money has your business or company lost, if any, and how much profit has it made? These are loss and profit, or profit and loss, are typical accounting terms. And a profit and loss statement is a financial document in the UK accounting world. So who do you go to if you have a business and you need your end of year accounts? I spelled that wrong. Your end of year accounts. If you need your end of year accounts completed, who would you go to? Who prepares the accounts? Who prepares the end of year accounts? Who? What is their profession? If you know, drop it in the comments. Let me know, let me know. I can't see the comments here at the moment. Let's have a little look. If you are here, say hello and where you are watching from. Whoop, and where you are watching from. There you go. Where you are watching from. Which country, that means. Which country are you watching from? Okay, so getting back to who prepares the accounts. An accountant prepares the accounts. An accountant prepares the account or accounts. Hello, I'm pleased to meet you. I'm your accountant. So accountants work with all of the figures and all of the money in your business or in a business. So the noun here is the accountant. The verb is prepares, and here we have the accounts. So the accountant prepares the accounts. The accountant prepares the accounts. Now in the UK, the end of year accounts are prepared at the very latest by January the 31st. That's the last day. If you send your accounts to the tax authorities in the UK after that date, you will get a wonderful fine. And a fine is a legal document that charges you money. And I think it's about £150. This has never happened to Engli-teach yet. Never say never, as we say in English. So that's a legal obligation. Now, the UK tax authorities are called Inland Revenue. So if you ever hear of anybody talking about Inland Revenue, they are talking about the UK Tax Office. And like most government organisations, it's a very powerful organisation. So Inland Revenue is the name of the UK tax authority. They are the people that check that you are running your business accounts correctly. So it's good to know. So let's have a look at some of the financial statements you have to have. So what are financial statements? Financial statements are documents that show the financial situation of a company or a business, okay, or a self-employed person. For example, if you were a taxi driver and you were working for yourself, you would be called a self-employed person, and you would have to submit accounts. And one of those financial statements would be your end of year accounts. Okay, so what are end of year accounts? What exactly are they? Let's find out. So basically, the end of year accounts look at what we call your assets. Now we're looking at some typical accounting vocabulary. So assets. What are assets? Assets are the property that your business owns or owns, because if it rents, it's a liability. So it looks at the property that you own. It looks at your cash accounts, so how much money your business has, and it also looks at the amount of money coming in to your business. You might be thinking, how will you know how much money I will have coming into my business? Well, hopefully you would have sent out an invoice. And an invoice is a document that tells someone how much money you have charged them for your products or services. We're going to look at this a little bit more. So assets, so financial documents are assets. So everything a company owns, I don't know why the S has gone down there, it shouldn't be down there, so excuse that. So it looks at everything a company owns, including cash accounts, receivable money, and the money that a company is going to be receiving in, okay? And it's also going to look at your liabilities, okay? It's also going to look at your liabilities. So let's have a little look at what liabilities are. Liabilities. Accountants often talk about assets and liabilities. They're typical English words for business accounting. So everything that a company owes to others, like loans and mortgages, are liabilities. Okay, so maybe you have a car that your business doesn't own, but you pay for the car each month as a rental. That would be a liability. Okay, maybe you pay for the business offices each month, rent or mortgage. That would be a liability. Okay, I've been asked before, so I'm going to explain this. What is the difference between rent and a mortgage? What is the difference between rent and a mortgage? If you rent your office, then you are not the owner, you are the tenant. Okay, that means you pay to the landlord every month some money. If you have a mortgage, this means that you are the owner of the business, the owner of the offices or the property of the business. Maybe it's a restaurant, maybe it's a business offices. But you borrowed money from the bank to buy it. So and then you pay that back to the bank every single month. So until you pay off all your mortgage, technically the bank still own the property. But that's the difference between a tenant, rent and a mortgage. Okay, let's continue. So a balance sheet, a balance sheet. A balance sheet is one of these financial documents. And a balance sheet is a document that records a company's assets and liabilities, which is what we just looked at a certain moment in time. So a balance sheet can be 3 months, 6 months, a year. And if we're talking about a public company, it also shows the shareholders' equity, which is basically how much the shareholders own. So a balance sheet's very important. So the simple equation here is that the balance sheet is based on the accounting equation assets equals liabilities plus the owner's equity. Okay, equity. Again, this is another delightful accounting word. Equity, equity. Okay, again, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. All right, so now we're going to have a look at some verbs that I think would be very useful for you. They are used very much so in business English, typically in business accounting. So we're going to look at these 5 words and then we're going to see if you can put them into sentences. So the first word is control, control. If you control something, you take it into account, okay? You look after it, you control it. Maybe in a business, as an accountant, you are looking after the money for all of the sales, or maybe you control all of the money that is spent on what the company buys, okay? Control. Expenditure. Expenditure. This word is used hugely in business English, not just by accountants, but by businessmen, business ladies, expenditure. And the reason why is because expenditure means the amount of money spent. So lots of different businessmen or businesswomen will often be wanting to know, what was the expenditure last year for our company? Or what was your expenditure last year on sales or purchases or stock? So expenditure means the amount of money spent. Forecasted. Forecasted. If you forecast something, you predict or estimate something. Now, in the accounting world, you would be doing financial forecasts. Financial forecasts. And I'm going to put that down here, actually. Financial forecasts. So what is a financial forecast? If you do a financial forecast, you are predicting or estimating how much money a company or a business will make, so it's profit, or it will lose, okay, lose, or even the percentage that it will break even. So when a company breaks even, let's just say they spend this amount of money, okay? So maybe 5,000. But they also make this amount of money. Maybe they make also £5,000 in sales. 5k means 1,000. So when someone says, "Oh, we made 5k this month," it means they've made £5,000. Okay, 5k is 5,000. So when you break even, it's when your sales equal your purchases. Okay, when you break even, your sales equal your purchases in purely a financial form. Okay, inventoried. Difficult word. This is a difficult word. In the past, I've worked, because before I was a teacher, I used to be a finance manager, and I've worked with lots of accountants from India, and they always found this really difficult to say. Even me, inventoried, okay, inventoried. So when you do an inventory, you create a list of something. Let's say stock. So you would have, like, I don't know, 5 cars. I'm making this very, very simple, okay? 5 cars, 20 desks. Okay, maybe this is what you're buying for your business for the year. Okay, 20 desks, 40 chairs, 40 by 40 chairs. So what I have just done there is I have inventoried all of our purchases. So inventoried is to enter into a list or make a list. Make a list, okay? Make a list. Inventoried. Okay, now then, let's see, what do we have next? Let's get rid of this one at the top. Okay, ledger, very, very, very important word. So ledgers here is a word, a very much used, frequently used business English accounting word, ledger. When you talk about a ledger, you talk about a book where all of the figures, all of the accounts are recorded, or a collection of financial accounts, not accountants, accounts. Okay, so so a ledger was typically an actual book. Now we have ledgers and accounts that are computerized on computer software. So we will be talking, people will be talking about sales or purchase ledger. Okay, sales or purchase ledger. So these are very typical British and even American English accounting words for business. Okay, if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I am going to go straight on to the questions. So all of these questions here are based on these words that we learned. Maybe you know them already, maybe they're new. If they're new, it's going to be a challenge. If not, then let's see how good your memory is. So can you, the expenses account this week, please? Can you, the expenses account this week, please? What do you think goes in here? Can you control the expenses account this week, please? Can you control the expenses account this week, please? Where are next month's sales? Please. Where are next month's sales, please? Okay. Where are next month's sales, please? Oof. What is it? Do you know? Where are next month's sales ledger, please? Where are next month's sales ledger, please? So this is where is all of the information for the sales that the company bought. So it's the sales ledger. You need to complete the purchase by Tuesday. You need to complete the purchase by Tuesday. You need to complete the purchase ledger by Tuesday. Again, you've got your sales ledger and your purchase ledger. So sales is what all the sales the company does going out. And obviously you've got what you buy coming in. So that's a purchase ledger. All of the new stock has been all of the new stock has been, remember that super tricky word? Inventoried. Inventoried. All of the new stock has been inventoried. Inventoried. I love saying this word, inventoried. Okay. What is the overall for the last financial quarter? What is the overall for the last financial quarter? Think back to the words that we have been learning and this lesson and see what you think it is. I'm just going to give you a moment. What is the overall for the last financial quarter? What is the overall forecast for the last financial quarter? Okay, what is the overall forecast for the last financial quarter? So let's quickly practice pronunciation. Can you control the expenses account this week? And I'm going to underline the words that we've been learning. What are next month's sales ledger, please? You need to complete the purchase ledger by Tuesday. All of the new stock has been inventoried. What is the overall forecast for the last financial quarter? Very, very good. Well done, everybody. That was quite a lot in half an hour. Obviously, I am going to leave it there for you so that you can go back, replay it, also practice it, learn these words. We have a super business masterclass this Sunday over on our Facebook page, which is 99 euro cents. Really not, so what, it's less than €1. So it's a group adult lesson. If you want to come along to that, come along. It's going to be great fun. It's a Zoom lesson. We will be streaming it live into our business group, which is here. So we have a wonderful business English group. If you want to improve your business English and actually practice speaking business English, then this is the class for you. So come along to that. I will also leave a link below where you can sign up for an Engli-teach free access account, which will give you access to lots of extra resources and lesson notes to support our wonderful live lessons. Have a wonderful evening or a wonderful day, everybody. And if you have any comments, leave it, or questions, leave it in the comments and I will get back to you and reply. Until then, have a wonderful day. Goodbye.